Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. How are you, everybody? Hopefully fine. Uh, Dear viewers, today we are discussing about this is the lesson number 2 of Microsoft Excel. Before I have uploaded one lesson about the initial of the uh, about the Microsoft Excel sheet. In our previous lecture we have discussed what are the rows, what are the columns, what how we are working with the tabs. So but in this lesson, what topic we have to be discussed here. Let's start our lesson right now. So the topic which we have discussed today are the start with the MS Excel sheet, how we have to enter the data, active cell, what is active cell, what are the rows, columns. These are all I have discussed in previous lesson, but today I have give you the overview of these columns and rows about this active cell. How we, this is very important thing, how what is the formula and how we have to enter formula using Microsoft Excel sheet. So what is the cell and how we have to select any cell. So we will also discuss and with an example, and how we will work with the multiple worksheet, how we have to switch over to the multiple worksheets, and how we have to be work with the most focus. The focus in this lecture is some of the formulas we will discuss in this lecture, like sum formula, average formula, about the count, about maximum, minimum, round off. So these kinds of different formula we will discuss in the this sheet. So let's start our lecture. So first of all, I told you about the Excel. Excel is basically a worksheet, a workbook where we can the most of the people are using these workbooks to make their different kinds of data softwares, to store some kind of data, to make the calculation, to for make the presentation, making graphs. So there, this is very interesting and magical software. And who has the know-how for that and start working with the Excel, it will be a very vast and very you can say that very important and very magical thing to be discovered. So let's start with our initial things. So first of all, I will tell you about this is I have make one and I have start with a new sheet here. This all I have discussed in the last lecture. There are different tabs here. File tab, we can save new, open, save as, print, share, all kind of things we can do here. So initially when we have to start the new sheet from here, Excel, you are using whatever the version, it is no problem at all, but I'm using here 2013 Office, so that's why. So when we open this sheet, there is a blank sheet is here. So then you can see here file, home tab, insert page layout formula. I'm not wasting the time on that because we have already discussed about it, but I have given the overview about here. This is the cell reference text box here. So wherever you make the selection of the cell, the you can see here the mark of the cell reference of that cell where you have to, it will be appearing on the cell reference box here. This is here the formula bar. Whatever the formula you are writing here or text you are writing on the sheet here, so it will be here on the screen. If you want to edit that formula, specific formula, you can edit by clicking on this work on this text box. You can edit that formula. So let's start out. First thing is how to select any cell. You click any of the cell in any of the area over in the worksheet. So when there is a roundabout, here the border on the cell, it means this is a selected cell and the cell reference of that cell is appearing on this screen here. So from this you can get the what is the cell reference of this specific cell which you have already selected here. Let's I will tell you about how to enter the data. Let's start. We are entering the name here. name of some of the country, for example name, and then for example I will write some of the country name here: China, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia. So special I have entered here some kind of names. So look here, if you can see, here is Saudi Arabia is the name which crossed this line. It doesn't mean that this text come to the next column. No. If you can select this cell in the formula bar, if you want to see here, this is available on the A5. How you read the cell address? This is A column, and it's written in the 5th row. So it means the cell address of this specific cell is A5. If you want to use somewhere else, for example, you write here equal sign A5. So the data which is appearing here, it will also be appear on the same place where you have given the cell address. So I will delete it from here. So let's see how to manage with the column cell, how to set the rows, how to set the column. Look here, I have set the row here, height of the column, width of the column, and you can set specific from here, width of the column from the 15. So look here, it will be settled from here. You can also check from here what is the width of the cell column here, and height of the row you can select from here. Click on that, or you have to select the specific cell or cells, right click on that, then you can see here row height. This is row height. Click on that and you can set the specific row of the height. For example, I set it 20, so then it will be set up to the 20 width, all the cells, all the rows. So this is how to set the column width, column cells. So for example, you want to set all these columns, select all these one, column width right here 20. So then all cells will be column width will be done with the 20 inches. If you can see here column width, you can see here 20 column width, it will be set it on the 20 width. This is very simple. Now you want to delete something, you can just select the cell, press the delete button, or right click on that, delete option, delete, and then it will be deleted. You shift the cell up, right options come in, then delete entire row, you can delete the entire row. So this is how to enter and delete the data, from how to set the column width, how to set the row height. So this is very easy way. Now our next step is to enter the formula. So we will work with the different formulas. For example, we will work first of all I will tell you how many formulas we are working today. We will work today in the sum formula, and we will work in the average, count, max, minimum, round. So what are these, how to enter that? These are the, you can make your own formula, as well as this is already been defined formulas inside, it's called the functions. So for example, this is a sum function. First of all I will explain you here, then we will do the practical as well. The sum function is the first must know formula in Excel. It is usually aggregates values from a selection of the column or rows from your selected range. So this is the syntax of the formula I have written here. Equal sign, keep in mind in Microsoft Excel, equal sign is very important. Without equal sign, whenever you are writing formula, you must start with the equal sign, otherwise your formula will not be executed. So equal sign, sum, then you have to given the cell references here, range of the cells. Like in this example, you can see here I have written the country names, and then population I have taken, and then I have put at the end of here equal sign sum. Then you can see the first cell of the address is B column and the number 2 row. So B2 till last column B11. I have given the cell range, and then you can see in the next column I have you can see here the output. So when you press the enter button, this output will be shown over here. It will aggregate all the numbers here and then show the result in the next column. Wherever you enter the formula, in the next cell it will be, at that same cell it will be given you the output. So there are different way to write the formula. I have written here, look, in this example, sum B2 to G2, simple selection, A2 to A8, you can also select it. So also you can, you want to some specific number you want to sum that, you can easily write the range of that cell A2 to A7, then it will be selected A2 to A7. So a certificate collection that some values from range A2 to A7, and skip A8 because you have not given the range of A to here, and it will add the A9, a specific cell I have given, and then A12 till A15. So there are choices that you have to make the sum of your choice, what you are what you want there to be, make the sum of these numbers. So this is very simple formula. We will apply here also how you make the sum here. I have make the one sheet here, same sheet which I have given here to you. This sheet 1. Look here, I have entered the data here, and now I will set some width of these cells, rows, the height of these rows. I will set it on 25, so it will be 25, and I am setting the width of the column to 20, and it will be set to 20. So then I have, if I want to insert the names here, for insert the column, because I want to write the name here, names, and here is population, for example. So if you can here, I want to make it bold, I can use the same option which we are using MS Word, make alignments, right align, left align, center the line, you can align it anywhere for us for this. If you want to enter any column, so right click on that, click on that column, right click on that, insert, then you can say one column is inserted over here. I, for example, given the number, for example 1 I have given here, then I given the 2, and now you want, for example, select these two cells, and you given the C number of till 100, so you can select this last cell, and you plus sign will be appear here. When plus sign appear, you can scroll down, then you can see here the 1 to 10 numbers are appearing here. So same like if you want to be do here till hundreds of, look here, it will automatically, you can get it here. So I will make it Control Z. If you have to undo something, you press the Control D, then it will become to the previous position. So let's start with we are having the I want to do the sum, I want to apply. Okay, one thing I will tell you more here. Here is a formula bar, here is insert function, and here are some auto functions, sum function. We will discuss all these: sum, average, count numbers, maximum, minimum. And if you open this more function, then there is a one function bar appearing here. There are different functions already been defined here in MS Excel. You just have to be applied here, and when you select on these functions, so then a description will be available over here. You can see the description, and then it will be you can easily understand that how this function will be activated, executed, or something like this. So here I basically want to be do the sum of these all values. So I told you before that whenever you are using Excel and applying formulas, so then you have to start with the equal sign. So I have put the equal sign here, then I go to the auto sum, press the sum. He wants that have to give the range of the cell. Again I will repeating this equal sign, then I will select the range of the cell from here, writing the formula here. For example, I'm auto sum here, I am making the function of sum. Write SQL sum here, give the cell range from here, then it will be, you select from here, look at C2 to C11. This is C2, this one C2, and the last cell address is C11. column and 11 number row. Last it is selected and close with the Swiss sign, bracket, and enter. You can see here it will show you the total of, I will change the color from here, the box color or the text color you can change from here, and it will show you the total numbers, the sum of population. Then I want average, so here also I will take the average. You can also apply your own formula, but here are the formula is available that you can insert from, go to formula bar, select from here average. So you can see it here, average will be appearing, or automatically it will be selected, and then when you press the button, average shown here in this area. This is another one, the first way. If I want to find the average myself, I applying my formula. So this is the also, you must know about how the average will be calculated. You write here equal sign, then there is a total, and look here I have selected the total here, and then divided sign, the slash sign is using in this one, multiplication. For multiplication, steric sign is used in MS Excel. So divide by number of, how many countries are here? 10 countries. So I divide by 10 here, so you can find the average. So sum of the formula, then you write here equal sign, select all these columns, or you can select the total, and then you can see here average, and you can select here all the cells, the range, press enter, then you can find the average here. If you can here you can see here is the average is calculated about. Why? Because I have selected all these columns, so that's why the range is different. So I have to exclude one cell from here, it will come till 11. So this is the same average come what I have applied here. This is the same value. This is I have settled down, and this is automatically the formula is given over here. So these are the two ways to be calculate the average. Same like this formula, if you apply for the sum, you can also give the range like this. A, for example, here is a C equal to C2 plus D2 C3. So like this you have given every cell, it will be selected from a C4, C5. So these all cells are selected. If I press the enter button, I have selected for first 5 number. So then also this formula can be applied. Here I have using the sum function. Here I have produced my own formula. So you can also produce like this. So I have deleted formula from here. This is two functions we have learned till here now, sum and average. Now come to the next function. If we can see our slide here, so now our next function is the count function. So what is the function of the count function? The count function is basically counts all the cells in a given range that contain only numeric values. This is count function. Here in the example you can see here, so how many values are here? I put equal sign count and given the cell reference, then it will count that how much outputs are here, how much number of items you have entered, so it will be counted here. Example I have given here, count A till A counts all values that are numerical in A column. However, you must adjust the range inside the formula to count rows. So count A1 is C1, it will count the range from A1 till C1, so it will count the rows. Then there is a next formula which is the part of count. Also we count A. What is the count A? Count A, like count function, it will count. In the count, when you see, it will count all the values. But in count A, what it's doing, that is a like count that only counts numeric values. In the count column, it will also count the string value as well, the alpha, whatever the values, it will come to it in the range. Somewhere you have written the numeric, some you have written the text. Then on count only count all the values. But in count A, it will count only the numeric values which is available in the cell range what you have given over there. So count A counts rows 2 to 13 in column C regardless of type. However, like count, you can't use the same formula to count rows. You must make an adjustment to the selection inside the brackets. For example, count C2 till H2 will count column C to H. If you see here, this is an empty column. So in this empty column here are the values given. Only skips empty cell. It will skip the empty cell only. The remaining all cell it will count. So in count. So only empty cells in the count A will not be counted. So let's apply this formula over here, and then we can easily understand. First of all, we will apply count. Equal sign. You go to the formula here. Auto sum, count numbers. Here I have written the before, no need to write equal sign when you are applying formula count. It taken the count, but I have taken the count till here. Press shift button and then you can use the arrow keys, then you can easily move downwards and upward. Here till 10 I have counted. Press enter button. So how many numbers of items if you can count here? There are 10 items from 1 till 9. There are how many? 10. There are 10 number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 counted here. So for example, I have given here insert one cell row here. So you can see here it will be given the range here now. Count A. Equal sign, or you can use here if it's given here or not. If it's not given here, you can write your own equal sign. Count A. Given the cell references here. From here, when you give the cell references, it will close that one. Look here, it again count the 10 numbers. Okay, so it will skip this value. Now for example, I write here text here. Look here now. In count, it will not count this value because it's a text value. But in count A, it will count the text value as well here. Okay, but in the count, it will not count the value here. So if you have deleted from here, so then you see the empty cell will not be counted in count A with the count A formula. I hope you will understand now. Now move to the next formula. Now here if function. So dear, this is very important to understand if function. If function has a very smart formula in most of the programs by using the different condition. It is a basically conditional statement. So if in this we will have the average here, so then you can count it very easily. So look here, the if function is often used when you want to sort your data according to given logic. This you will be developed. What you have to, for some time you have to calculate the grades of the class, sometime of the specific student. Sometime you want to be calculate in this example population, average population is given here. So in the average population we can set the condition that if this population is greater than this population, then it will show you true value, otherwise it will show you the false value. So there are different conditions. So I have given example here. The syntax is if logical test you will given here, then you given the condition here, and if that condition is true, then it will give you the true value. If condition is false, then it will return you the false value here. For example, I have given here if C2 is less than D3, then true, and true you will be written here in the quote marks. False, comma, and false. These are two given. One of the condition will be true, then it will return true or the false value. So check if the value is C3 is less than the value of at D3. C3 is less than that value at D3. So here is a C3. If you can see here, C3 is here, this value 435810. And what is the D3? If you can see here D3, so you can see here the D3. See, less than the value of D3. If the logic is true, then the cell value will be true as false. So C1, I have given the range. If sum is equal to C1, C10 is greater than sum of the D1 to D10, sum C1 and sum D1 to D10, I have make the comparison of these two cell ranges. So example of the complex, if logic first it sums C1 to D10, it will sum first of all, and then it will sum the D1 to D10 also, then show you which number is greater than. So because I have set the value here, so which number is greater? Is it if the first condition is greater than the second one, then it will show the value of the cell equal to the sum of the C1 to C1. Otherwise, it will make it the sum of C1 to C10. Trim function. There is a trim function also. So first of all, I can apply here for if function. We also will apply that. You can easily understand here. For example, I will write the formula. I make the comparison of these two values. So I write the if function. If C1, for example, this C2 is greater than D2, C3, comma, what condition? True. Otherwise, it will give you false. Close the value here. Look here, if the value is true, it gives you the true value here. But if the value will be false, then it will be, for example, if I change the value from here, 10, this value I have given. So you see here the condition is false. That condition is I have given, it is false here. So we can see here, I will make the control Z, then it will come to the same condition. Another formula which we introduced, I'm introducing here, this is the trim function. What is the trim function here? Trim function basically exclude the spaces between the numbers. Trim function make sure that your function do not return errors due to the unruly spaces. It ensures that all empty spaces are eliminated, unlike other functions that can operate on a range of cells. Trim only operates on a single cell. Therefore, it comes with the downside of adding duplicate data in your spreadsheet. If you will see in this example that there are raw data I am entering here. China, and given the space here 2019. So I have applied this function here. Then you see here it will exclude the spaces, and it deletes the spaces from here, and it will write China 2009. So unnecessarily spaces which were given, it will be trimmed off, and then it will show you the next cell. Let's apply here in this cell. For example, I have written here China. I have given spaces 2020. Here I have given 2018. Here I have given 2017. So if I apply here trim function, I write here trim. So So I write it a equal sign, trim, and I have given the cell range of this cell. So you can see here, when I press the enter button, it will give you the output. It will exclude this space and show this one. If I will apply on this next cell, I will set it down. Look here, it will be applied over here. So boys, we have learned here today about some functions till here. Now sum, average, if condition. Now there are more functions are here. Now maximum and minimum function. This is also very easy, we can apply it here. What is the maximum function? Maximum function will give you return you the maximum value in the cell range, and minimum function, it will give you the minimal value in the range. Let's apply here also minimum function. This is the max, and here I am applying the minimum function. So I have given the range equal sign, max, and max function, and it will appear here. I will given the cell references here, equal sign, max, bracket, and I given the range till here. So it will give you the maximum value. If you can see, this is the maximum value. And in the minimum function, equal sign and my minimum, bracket, and I again given the cell reference here to show you the minimum value in the cell reference in this range which I have given here. So students, this is very some basic function we have learned here. Average, count, maximum, minimum, round. This is round also. If you want to round the value here, also will round the value if the answer come in the decimal places. So then we can also apply the round formula. For example, here is because there is no two values come here after, but if it comes, you can apply here. I can tell you about R or your round function. Then you will give the cell reference, which number you have to round and how many numbers. 0 number, for example, I want, so I give the 0, and then I press enter button. You can see here it will round, it will finish the point from here and round the value till that. It will given the value. For example, if there are two numbers, it will round till 1. If you want to give 1 or 2, so then it will give you two numbers if it is available over here. If 1, you want 1, 2, 3, 4, how many numbers after the decimal place you want, it will show you here, and you can round it here. So boys, this is quite simple, and if you will do the practice of this whole session, so this formulas, average, count, maximum, minimum, round, if condition, so you can easily applying this formula. By applying this in different conditions, you can get the different result, and you can produce your things very good way. So here in this lecture, I just also want to show one more thing, how to use the graphs by using this data. So here you can see you can put some graph available here, charts. So you can different chart you can put and you can apply on that. For example, here I want a bar chart. You just click on that, given the cell range, and then your bar chart or bar chart is ready over here. So as you can see from here, I have given the ranges and it is shown over here. So you can easily draw your bar chart, graphics, different kinds of charts over here. So students, I think so you will understand it, and inshallah I will put some assignment exercises for you on the classroom to make the practice, and then I will give you some quizzes. So one very important thing that you have to be subscribe this channel, press the like and bell button that you can receive the more videos from this channel. Till the next lesson, Allah Hafiz.